When examining the underlying causes of obesity, one emerging area of research has fundamentally shifted how we understand metabolism, hunger, and fat accumulation: the gut microbiome. The trillions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes living in our intestines are not passive bystanders. They are active participants in our health, influencing digestion, immunity, inflammation, brain chemistry, and increasingly, weight regulation. While often overlooked in mainstream conversations about weight loss, the gut microbiota may be one of the most powerful and underappreciated factors shaping how the body stores fat, how it burns energy, and how it signals hunger or fullness. A balanced, diverse microbiome supports efficient digestion, extracts nutrients appropriately, helps regulate the immune system, and keeps inflammatory responses in check. But when this ecosystem becomes disrupted, a state known as dysbiosis, the ripple effects can reach nearly every corner of the body, including the mechanisms that control weight. This disruption can result from many factors: chronic stress, poor diet, especially low in fiber, overuse of antibiotics, environmental toxins, and lack of physical activity. Once the balance is disturbed, certain bacterial strains may dominate, some of which are associated with greater calorie extraction from food, increased fat storage, and even altered appetite signals. One of the most eye-opening findings from gut research is the way microbiota composition affects caloric harvest. In simple terms, some microbes are better at extracting energy from food than others. This means that two people could eat the same meal, but one might absorb more calories due to the makeup of their gut bacteria. Animal studies have shown that transplanting gut bacteria from obese mice into lean mice causes the lean mice to gain fat, even without increasing food intake. Human studies are now showing similar patterns, suggesting that the microbiome's efficiency in breaking down and fermenting carbohydrates and fibers can directly affect how much energy the body ultimately stores. But the influence of gut bacteria goes beyond digestion. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, such as butyrate, propionate, and acetate, which serve as fuel for gut cells, regulate inflammation, and influence hormone production, including those that control appetite, like leptin and peptide YY. A healthy microbiome helps maintain the proper release and sensitivity of these hormones, which keeps hunger and satiety in balance. When dysbiosis occurs, these signaling pathways can be disrupted, leading to increased cravings, poor appetite control, and emotional or compulsive eating. Additionally, certain gut microbes appear to communicate directly with the brain via the gut-brain axis, a bidirectional communication system linking the enteric nervous system of the gut to the central nervous system. Through this pathway, imbalanced gut flora can influence mood, cognition, stress response, and even behavior around food. For example, people with gut imbalances may experience heightened anxiety or depressive symptoms, which can in turn trigger emotional eating patterns. This creates a dangerous feedback loop where poor gut health leads to poor dietary choices, which further degrade the microbiota. Another critical warning relates to inflammation. Dysbiosis often leads to increased gut permeability, sometimes referred to as leaky gut, where the lining of the intestines becomes more porous, allowing bacterial fragments and toxins to enter the bloodstream. This can trigger low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout the body, which has been strongly linked to insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, and increased fat storage. In other words, a disrupted gut doesn't just make digestion sluggish, it actively promotes the conditions under which the body gains weight and becomes resistant to losing it. And yet, in most conventional weight loss strategies, gut health is completely ignored. Calorie counting and restrictive dieting may reduce body weight in the short term, but if they fail to nourish the microbiome, or worse, damage it further through fiber restriction, stress, or disordered eating, they may backfire in the long term. People often find that after an initial period of weight loss, progress stalls or reverses, cravings intensify, and energy plummets. These effects may be partially explained by a weakened gut ecosystem no longer capable of supporting metabolic health. There is good news, however. Unlike genetics or certain hormonal conditions, the microbiome is highly adaptable and responsive to lifestyle changes. A diet rich in diverse plant fibers, from vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, can promote the growth of beneficial bacteria and increase microbiota diversity. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso offer natural sources of probiotics that help restore microbial balance. Avoiding excessive antibiotic use unless medically necessary, managing stress, sleeping well, and engaging in regular physical activity all further support a thriving gut. Probiotics and prebiotics are now being studied not only for gut-related conditions, but also as adjunct therapies in obesity treatment. While we're still in the early stages of understanding which strains are most effective and for whom, the evidence is growing that a gut-centered approach may be key to sustainable weight loss, especially for those who haven't found success with standard methods. In the future, personalized microbiome analysis could help tailor weight loss strategies that actually work with an individual's unique biology rather than against it. In the bigger picture, acknowledging the role of the gut microbiome challenges the outdated idea that obesity is simply the result of overeating and underexercising. It suggests that weight gain, in many cases, is also a symptom of a body whose internal environment has been disrupted and is now operating in fat-conserving mode. Restoring microbial balance isn't just a digestive issue, it's a metabolic one, a neurological one, and ultimately, a foundational aspect of health that deserves far more attention in the fight against obesity. In this light, we must begin to view gut health not as an afterthought, but as a central pillar of metabolic wellness. Without it, weight loss efforts may falter again and again, not due to lack of discipline, but due to a deeper biological imbalance. And until we address that, the scale may continue to reflect a struggle that goes far beyond food.